Nation, Harry here, back with a longtime friend of the family, Lenovo. It's been a while since we've checked in with Lenovo, and a fellow Texan. Now, I'm not a Texan yet, but I will be in 2021. So that was fun, Steve, at our rehearsal to discover we'll be living in the same region. Steve, we know Lenovo in a very different way with the MSP partner program and laptop consumption and maybe server consumption and some other programs.
Yeah.
You're over in a different area, and I think that's important to provide perspective to the SMB nation. So what area are you responsible for? What do you do? And what are you trying to do?
Okay, thanks, Harry. So I'm part of the data center group. So all things relevant to keeping a data center alive and well. So we're, selling servers and storage and software solutions, more rotating into that as a service consumption model now. And what I do is I run the channel, the alliances, and the OEM businesses for North America for the data center group.
Okay, and when we say channel, that would typically be a Lenovo partner that could be from my sort of Joe, the one-man band, Joe, the computer guy, up to, and I'm gonna go out on a limb here, but maybe GSIs or some of the big boys. Is that correct?
Yeah, precisely right, Harry. So this is your traditional tier 2 reseller model. So you'll have resellers from the 1 or 2 person shop all the way up to big, giant, nationally known resellers, as well as big value-adding distribution partners as part of that equation as well on the channel side. And alliances, as you point out, those would be people like systems integrators, big technology partnerships, et cetera.
Well, Steve, I'll share with you, I'm in a couple of different trade groups. So one, Lenovo would certainly know the International Association of Microsoft Certified Partners, IAMCP, and it's every partner is supposed to join, and they help represent you before Microsoft. Thank you. And the big push this year, I'm on a committee, is partner to partner and teaming. So maybe the telecom individual would team with the CRM person, right? Very different skill sets. So that's good to hear that you have awareness of the alliances in particular, because that's kind of what it takes in this new overused term, but the new normal.
I think you're right. We have a great relationship with Microsoft and other big players in that space. But I've always been, I've been in technology for a long time, so I've partnered with and competed against Microsoft. But they're a solid company. They have great products. They have good people. And I think you're down the right path. That I think this initiative where they're, forcing collisions amongst technology groups is going to be worthwhile for everybody.
So you're relatively new in role, and I mean that respectfully. You started at the first of the year, and what a year it's been. And maybe you want to get it from there. So you came in to kind of tweak some of the parts and turn the bow of the ship. What's going on?
Yeah, so Harry, when I got here in January, so the Lenovo Data Center Group, they acquired the server and that technology bit from IBM around 2015. And I was actually part of IBM for many, many years. I'd left them in 2009. But, back when I was with IBM, that server business, the x86 server business, we were probably neck and neck with other big manufacturers that are well-known names in this space. When I got here in January, it was evident that the market share numbers had fallen off significantly, and that was not due to technology. We still have the best technology on the planet. It was really just a question of making ourselves more relevant to our partners, full stop. So job one in January was to really rebuild the program, right? Make it meaningful for growth, make it meaningful that our partners can make good, profitable earnings, driving the best technology out there. So we relaunched that program in April. I, at the same time, changed up some of the coverage model. You can have a great program, but if you don't have people helping you learn the technology, configure things, et cetera, if it doesn't really go off very well. So we made those two fundamental changes in the beginning of the year. And then obviously with COVID setting in and all the other challenges we've had in this year, I think those two core things have really allowed us to accelerate very, very rapidly from a market share standpoint. You're going to see some pretty impressive numbers in terms of growth. I have a participation rate from our partnerships now that is, approaching 100%, which is a pretty enviable position to be in. But more importantly, we're making sure that it's a tough time, right? We don't want our partners to have challenges that they can overcome if there's extended pricing terms or additional support or whatever. So we have regular communications, daily communications with our biggest and most important partners and the new guys, the two-person shops, to make sure that we can do everything we can to make sure that our partnerships are healthy. And I think that, in line with the couple changes we made around the program, are working out to our benefit, and we're showing up a lot more and we're winning.
Final question. When I've interviewed other Lenovo executives over the years, it's interesting you mentioned that acquisition was 5 years ago. Good Lord. I well remember. Good Lord, that went quick. But a recurring theme in my conversations with Lenovo is you're not Dell, you're not HP, and you're not IBM in the sense that you don't have a consulting practice that competes with the channel partner. And I know that to be true today, and I'm not hearing you suggest anything different.
Yeah, no, Harry, thank you very much for that lead in. We are channel first. What does that mean? That means every opportunity that we find, we give to our partners, full stop, every single opportunity. At the same time, we have a channel neutral comp model for our direct sellers. What does that mean? They get paid equally whether they sell it or a partner sells it. So I have the smoothest line of sight for any partner to do business with us. There is no channel conflict here. That's never going to change. We don't have a consulting practice. We lead with partner services. They have so much more breadth. It's not Lenovo plus a partner equals 2. It's 1 + 1 = 75, right? The breadth and the scale and just the trust that our partners have with their customers and our respective customers, you can't match. So we are not going to change our strategy at all. We think channel first is the way to go. And I think you're going to start to see more of our competition try to reaffirm themselves in that space. But I think we have a good lead there.
Well, I'll end on this. When we're allowed to have large events again, boy, let's conspire. I'd love to see Lenovo Accelerate be hosted in the Austin, Texas area. That'd be great.
You got it. That would be fantastic. I agree.
All right, Steve, thanks for your time. And
Harry, thank you very much. It's great to meet you.
And Jenny, thanks in the radio control room. We'll talk to you soon.
Be well.